Shiva
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sutra-61, the gap that points to the source. Ubhayor bhavayor jnane dhyatva madhyam samakshayet yugapat chadvayam tyaktva madhye tattvam prakashate. Seize the opportunity in the gap to know the reality. The gap that is evident between two thoughts and transcends duality. The sutra says, dwell on the gap between two thoughts or two objects. Simply dwell on the gap. The reality is revealed in the gap. Behind the clouds is the vastness of the blue sky. When you look in between the clouds, in the gap you can see the blue sky. The clouds simply travel under the sky. They come and go. The mind is like the sky. The thoughts are like the passing clouds. There are times when the blue sky is fully visible in the absence of clouds. The sky looks serene and calm. The mind is serene and calm when it is not clouded by the thoughts. There is a sense of happiness that prevails. This happiness is not the attribute of the mind. The mind simply reflects this happiness. It reflects our own nature. The thoughts completely disappear in sleep. Hence, sleep is a happy experience for everyone. A mind not clouded with thoughts can reflect like a clean mirror, like how the moon reflects sunlight. The Shastram says that the mind is like the moon. The mind is celebrated in this context and becomes a symbol of inquiry. The mind seems to be always filled with thoughts. In our busy life, we don't inquire into the nature of the thoughts. What is behind the thoughts? The sutra says, dwell on the gap between the thoughts. In our culture, the Sandhya Kalam is given lots of importance. The Sandhya Kalam is the period when transition happens. For example, the period between day and night, the period during dawn and dusk, the period between Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. There are so many Sandhya Kalam moments available for us. Notice the mind during these moments. The mind is in a natural state of calmness. In those days, elders in the family used to force the children to sit quietly at home or in the puja room, specifically in the evening during the Sandhya Kalam. The children were exposed to Sandhya Kalam by the elders in this way. Today, the practice has disappeared. Sandhya Kalam is deemed auspicious for rituals, prayers and meditation. Sandhya Kalam is like a junction. A junction does not have any attributes. It does not belong to this side or that side. It does not belong to the day or the night. It does not belong to the morning or afternoon. During Sandhya Kalam, the universe itself is going through a transition. If we are aware of Sandhya Kalam, we will naturally go into a meditative state. This time is unique. Sandhya Kalam represents the Svarupa Lakshanam of the Atman, the Brahma Vastu. The Brahma Vastu is untouched by anything. The gap between any two thoughts in the mind is like the Sandhya Kalam. The sutra says, drop your ideas and the thoughts. Dwell on the gap in between. In this gap, you will realize the truth. This gap points you towards the Brahma Vastu, our own nature. It is like a cinema screen. Many images and characters are projected on the cinema screen. Without the screen, there cannot be any images or characters. The screen is the reality. We don't notice the screen and get caught up with the images and characters. The images and characters don't have independent existence apart from the screen. Our ideas, thoughts, and experiences don't have independent reality apart from the consciousness, the Brahma Vastu. They happen in the screen of the Brahma Vastu. Let the mind turn towards the Brahma Vastu. Let the mind drop the thoughts, ideas, and objects that it is holding on. The sutra says, dwell on the gap between any two thoughts or ideas. In this, recognize the knower. Let the mind be turned towards the knower. The knower is self-evident. If someone asks you a question, do you exist? What will be your answer? The answer will be, of course, yes, I exist. I exist is self-evident. I don't require a proof to prove my existence. This is the nature of the knower. The knower is not an object. It is the very subject. The knower is the Brahma Vastu. Brahman is the knower only to the point where the duality exists. In the knower and the known, the knowing is an illusion. In the context of the sutra, there is the knower who knows the gap between two thoughts. The knower, the known, and the knowing are three aspects that remain. The known is not outside the knower. This is just like how the images and objects that appear on the movie screen is not outside the screen. When you watch the movie, it creates an illusion as though the images and objects are happening outside the screen. Similarly, the known seems to be happening outside the knower. The knowing seems to be like a bridge that connects the knower and the known. The knowing is an illusion. If the illusion is removed, there is no separation between the knower and the known. This is what the sutra is communicating to us. It says, Dvayam Tyaktva. Dvayam indicates duality. It is described as two thoughts or two ideas as an example. When the mind dwells on the Brahma Vastu, the duality is transcended. Tyaktva is to abandon duality. If the duality remains, the suffering remains. The mind will be in the state of flux. When the mind is turned towards the Brahma Vastu, the knower, knowing, and the known fade away. This is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. This is the union with Bhairava. The gap between the two thoughts is pointing towards Bhairava. Bhairava is the nature of the knower. On the screen of Bhairava appear the objects, ideas, and experiences. It is the entire universe that appears on Bhairava. Our universe is nothing but our ideas and experiences, isn't it? They do not have any independent reality apart from Bhairava. They are of a fleeting nature. They come and go. How can they be the reality? This dharana is also about the Jiva Brahma Aikyam. The meditator is aware of the transient nature of the world and is established in the Bhairava consciousness. All our desires, possessions, and emotions are continuously moving and changing. They are not permanent. The meditator is aware of their fleeting nature. The sutra also says Samakshraya, Madhyam Samakshayet. Madhyam is middle, that which is in the gap. Samakshayet means support. That which is in the middle is the support or adhara. The Brahma Vastu is the support or adhara for everything. Akshaya means dependent. Brahmakshaya means that which is dependent on Brahman. The thoughts, ideas and objects are the evolutes of Prakriti. This is Maya Tattvam. Maya doesn't have independent existence. It has dependent existence. Hence, Brahmakshaya means that which is dependent on Brahman. This is the real knowledge. Ubhayor bhavayor jnane dhyatva madhyam samakshayet. Ubhayoho or ubhaya means both sides. Bhavayoho or bhavayati is to know. Jnane dhyatva madhyam samakshayet. In the middle arises the real knowledge that shines. Madhye tattvam prakashate. Yugapat tyaktva dvayam tyaktva. When the two or the duality is transcended, jnane dhyatva madhyam samakshayet. When the mind dwells in the middle, there is nothing available for the mind to grasp. It will not have any support or alambana. It is nir-alambana. The mind will reach the state of laya. This is nirbija samadhi. This is the state of the yogi. This dharana is very subtle. It is telling us to dwell on the gap in between two thoughts or two ideas. Practicing this is not difficult. We require willpower. The universe is clouded by duality. The mind is only aware of the opposites. There is night and day, happiness and misery, sweet and sour, dharma and adharma, birth and death, beautiful and ugly. One exists because of the other. The mind keeps oscillating like a pendulum between the pair of opposites. This dharana is to ignore the opposites and dwell in between. The in between does not have any attributes. It does not belong to the pair of opposites. It points towards the Brahma Vastu. The Brahma Vastu does not have a pair of opposite. Ubhayor bhavayor jnane dhyatva madhyam samakshayet. Yugapat chadvayam tyaktva madhye tattvam prakashate. Seize the opportunity in the gap to know the reality. The gap that is evident between two thoughts and transcends duality.